He might not hold that much longer.
That's fantastic.
Get closer, you go a bit another angle.
He's talking. Hello, my name is Quincy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you're such a good boy.
Boogers.
Many Samaritans from that town believed in Jesus because of the woman's testimony, and many more believed because of his word. They said to the woman, "It is no longer because of what you said that we believe, for we have heard for ourselves, and we know that this is indeed the Savior of the world." Yeah, we'll start right now. His name is Mike Brown, born in Detroit but raised in Chi-Town. See, Mike was bright, but Mike liked to fight from night to night. All types Mike would strike down. No PG at 13, Mike was R-rated. By 14 behind bars, incarcerated. Released at 15, straight path, no brainer. Parole officer hooked him up with a trainer. Trainer was a Christian, father figure in, taught him discipline, turned him into a junior Olympian. No doubt with the hand skills, Mike was nice, but God rocked him and Mike gave his life to Christ. The congregation is waiting for the next reply. Preacher said, "Son, stand up and testify." The very next words that you heard coming through the speaker: "I used to be a thug, but now I'm a believer." If you repented of your sins, testify. If you trusted in Jesus, testify. If you believe in his death, burial, and resurrection, testify. Say what? Testify. If you're saved by grace, then testify. If you're seeking God's face, then testify. If you know that you were put here to glorify God, then testify. Say what? Testify. Story number 2 about a girl named Sue, raised in the burbs not far from St. Lou. Sue's intelligence was prodigious. She wasn't religious. In fact, she thought Christians were all superstitious. She thought the arguments were inconsistent, didn't find them convincing. Full-paid scholarship to Princeton. Freshman year, she had a roommate named Kristen. In God's providence, Kristen was a Christian. She gave Sue a copy of Mere Christianity. Through reading it, Sue got convicted of a vanity when she discovered the love of Christian sisters and brothers for each other. When the Lord grabbed a hold of her, the congregation is waiting for the next reply. Preacher said, "Sis, stand up and testify." Sue said, "Jesus made this heathen new. Wanna know my testimony? Read Ephesians 2. If you repented of your sins, testify. If you trusted in Jesus, testify. If you believe in his death, burial, and resurrection, testify. Say what? Testify. If you're saved by grace, then testify. If you're seeking God's face, then testify. If you know that you were put here to glorify God, then testify. Say what? Testify. Yeah. Story number 3, we'll call her CC. Raised in Maryland, not far from DC. She got a lot to cherish, thanks God she's not embarrassed about her parents because they had a rock-solid marriage. Father straight loved her, gave like no other. Raised with her brother by a stay-at-home mother. Her life always had the true God in the mix, cause her parents understood Deuteronomy 6. She was raised in the fear of the Lord, amazing grace appeared, and she was saved at the mere age of 4. A true clear conviction, the old is replaced. She's a fruit-bearing Christian who's growing in grace.
Have you even put that for some size?
Hello.
Say something.
Something.
Oh, hey. Why don't you say what just happened today?
Okay, I'll tell you what just happened today. Today we went to a barn. This is Mark shoveling poo.
Got
Other
it.
than his power steering being broken, he's good to ride too.
Gotcha, Bonnie. Got you a couple pictures.
She's famous for it.
And then I'll tell you more about what happened today. We also petted horses, brushed horses.
Nice and rough, Bonnie. Nice and rough. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hung out with these people that we met yesterday. No, yeah, tight. And then
Cut.
no, that's okay. Then we came downtown and just started walking around, went to the Capitol building. But the tours were already over for the day, so we didn't get to take a tour. But that's okay. And then so as we were walking around, Who's the first person?
Guitar player.
Okay. So we're walking and there's this guy playing guitar and his sign says, playing to travel and eat. So we asked him if he wanted some food, and he did. So we gave him some food, and then you know, he was telling us about his traveling and stuff, and we told him about our traveling, and Mark told him about the gospel, and like he believes in God, believes in Jesus, but he's more spiritual, which was like the theme of the day. But he was saying how he's spiritual and believes in like morality and things like that. So Mark asked him, you know, do you believe in heaven and hell? Which one do you think you're going to? And he wasn't really sure. He doesn't really believe the Bible. He thinks it's been contorted. But it was kind of like he didn't like certain things in the Bible, so, you know, he believed it was contorted and had been messed up just because he didn't agree with certain things, which is actually a lot of people. But so, you know, we talked to him for a good little while, and then moved on. As we're walking down the street, this lady came up to us and asked us to sign not even a petition, just like I don't know, like here I support clean air thing. So we talked to her for a second. She also told us that she was spiritual and believed in a higher power and morality, and weird theme of the day. I mean, awesome theme, I guess, but God is a better one. Anyways. So then, as we kept walking, there was this other guy who wanted us to sign another petition. Sorry man, we don't live in Ohio, not registered to vote, blah blah blah. Has anyone ever told you about the gospel? And then so him and Mark were talking, and like he believes in Jesus, believes in God, but he's not really living like his life to please God fully. And so Mark just encouraged him in that, and it was cool because, like, you know, as we were walking away, you know, we said bye or whatever, and he kind of followed us for a second and like kept talking, you know, like he wanted to talk some more, so that was cool. Time out for the bus. Okay. And then after that, we kept walking, and we're walking past the Capitol building, and we are passing this guy, and Mark's like, hey man, and he's like, hey, how's it going? What's up? Like, he knew him, but he doesn't. It was really funny. And so they were talking for like probably close to 10 minutes, just about and the same thing. The guy believes in God, he's spiritual, but he doesn't really like walk the walk. So they got to have a good old conversation about that too. And now we're here in front of this awesome gavel, representative of justice. Hi and hello and welcome to the Ohio video. I'm going to tell you now a little bit about Ohio. Yeah. Anyways, so the first day we were in Ohio, we pretty much got here just in time to do nothing. But so we went to the church just to see where it was at, and it was already probably like 8:15 by this point. And so we get there, see it, cool. There's cars in the parking lot, so Mark's like, let's go in. And I'm like, there's not going to be anybody there. It's 8:15. And because on the website, there's no studies that night. So, you know, we're looking, whatever, and he's like, let's just go check. And I was like, fine. So we go in, and then turns out there's like a small men's group there. And so we got to talking to one of the pastors while they finished up their group. And so we gave him our information, told him, you know, what's going on. And he gave us like a list of places to go in the city. And then so after that, we went on our first date of this trip. Finally. Just kidding. Anyways, so we went to dinner and a movie. So we went to go to dinner. First we were gonna go to this one place, but we're like, eh. So then we went to this other place, just kind of like on a whim. And so we go, and Mark, you know, figured, you know, he's been working for the past 3 days and making good money and all this stuff, and so he figured he would cater to his wife a little bit because I like food. Really, that's my shtick.
Because I love you.
And because he loves me. But anyways, so yeah, so we went to this restaurant, and I was like, should we get? Or no, I want to get the smoothie thing, and he's like, okay, and he's like, well, should we get an appetizer? And I was like, well, we could get either or, but I don't think we should get both. And he's like, I've been working, blah blah blah, I'm gonna spoil you. And I was like, oh. So anyways, so we got him, and then we got our meal, and we were stuffed and couldn't finish it, so we took it with us in a box. But then it was cool because I think it was the manager who sat us, I'm not really sure, but he asked us, you know, have you guys ever been here before? We're like, no. He's like, really? We're like, yeah. And he's like, are you from around here? No. And he's like, oh, well, that explains it. Where are you from? And then Mark says, we're from California. It was a long drive. And I mean, it was funny. And then so, you know, we got to talking and told him about the trip and all this stuff, and he was like super excited because he always wanted to travel and, you know, stuff. So then he would randomly check up on us throughout the night and see how we were doing, and we were doing awesome because I'm eating at a restaurant. And so anyways, so then, you know, we get our check and we're ready to go, and he comes by and he grabs it and he takes off like almost half of the meal. So it came out to be like the same price as if we wouldn't have gotten the appetizer or the smoothie. So it was just awesome. Like, I was super excited, and just like for no reason, you know, blessings, I guess. And then so we pay, we go to leave, and we wanted to thank him again, but he wasn't up front. So we waited just a second, and he comes around the corner, and we're like, oh, hey, we wanted to thank you again. And he's like, oh, I was hoping I would find you. So then he gives us this $15 gift certificate to come back because he wanted to see us again before we left. Awesome. And then he's like, oh, and I also have this free movie ticket if you want it. You still have to buy one more, and we didn't even tell him we wanted to go to the movies. So it was just like totally awesome and just a huge blessing.
And then we went to the movies.
And then we went to the movies.
What movie did you see?
Saw Avengers. It was alright. No, I'm just kidding. It was good. But I'm not going to give you my movie critique because that's not what this video is for. So we were blessed. The Lord is good.
Start quiet, okay? Start quiet. And do it. Go ahead.